Well, welcome to this next installment of Pocket Change from Slovenia. Bled Lake here behind me. And what I'd like to just cover very quickly here is organizational learning. Now, as you go along, one of the things that's a criticism of John Kotter's model is it's very linear. My model is a little bit different. As you go through, you've looked at people dynamics and business dynamics, you've crafted a plan, you've got your communication, and now you're rolling it through the organization, and you need to stop now and again and think about what you're doing. Think about how does it look to people, how are they reacting, what reflections do they have, and you need to have organizational learning because you will have awakened some sleeping dogs, and those dogs will surprise you. So we need to go back and we need to look at what are those sleeping dogs. Now, in your practical tool today, I'll give you my idea about how you would practically do that. But for the moment here, I'd like to just share with you Peter Senge's way of having organizations learn. And of course, organizations don't learn, people learn. But that's what we're gonna call it for the moment. So there are just 5 things you need to look at. One is making sure that we all have the same shared vision, that we're all going in the same direction. The second one would be team learning. Are we learning how we should behave, what kind of culture we should make as a team? The third one is mental models. Do we all share the same idea of what we're supposed to be doing? This is where in mapping people dynamics, you can say, well, is it like a ship, or is it like an airplane, or is it like something completely different? Is it like a house? Do we share the same mental model of how things are developing? And the second to last is systems thinking. Systems thinking is understand how are the dynamics in our company. When we pull a lever here, when we push a button there, what's happening to what's going on in the organization? Do we really understand that? Do we understand the feedback loops, that this happens and it pops over here and then, well, that goes off this way to the customer, but this comes back around and creates a problem or creates a delay, which is kind of a problem. And the last one is personal mastery. Do we really understand how to do our jobs? Do we really have the experts? Do we have the right competencies and capabilities in the organization? And how are we building those up? We've decided, for example, to implement Agile in our organization. And we've told everybody what Agile is, but we haven't actually gotten anybody to up their expertise there so that they can start leading within the organization. So do we have a shared vision? Do we have team learning? Are we doing things to actively learn in our teams? Do we have the same shared mental models? Do we understand the problem in the same way? Do we understand the system that we're working in? Do we understand what are the feedback loops and what are the delays in what we are doing? And do we have realistic ideas of how the organization should be reacting to what we're doing? And the last one is building personal mastery. Are we really upping our expertise in the change area, in this case, the organizational learning area, in order to get this change done so that it's driving the strategy? And that's all for this part of my model. Next, you'll be looking at how I implement this in an actual organization. Enjoy. Now, for your practical tool, I want to show you something I've done in organizations before, and I'll give you a concrete example of that. And remember, what I'm trying to do with this practical tool within organizational learning is to address some of the issues that change models are too linear. Change models are just take this step, and then we go here, and then we go there, and it's all very linear and predictable. And what I'm trying to do is build this loop in. We're going to go back to the people. We're going to involve people. We're going to reassess what's going on. And you can do this with the business. You can do this with the people dynamics. But I just want to build that in. So what I've done is I've done things called mindset management sessions. And this is taking, for example, of one business, 250 people in a couple of locations, but mostly in one location. And I was just taking these people and taking them in groups of 10 to 12 people. We would feed them lunch, we would bring sandwiches, and we would just sit down and have an open discussion about what the aims were of the change. How was that going in the business? What things had we apparently missed? What issues were maybe rolling back from the client or coming in from different departments? What are we missing? What are we missing? And so I would give them a case that would be kind of familiar to what they were going through, but not exactly, so that they could, make the link themselves. And we positioned these sessions. It was about a half day, so we'd start off with lunch and then go the afternoon. We would position these sessions as, this is you understanding the dynamics of the change and then going out and coaching other people. Yeah, so you've come in, you've understood what the issues were, and now you're going to go back and coach other people. So it was really trying also to involve people in what was going on. So in this, we were able to reinforce the shared vision. We were bringing in an aspect of team learning. We also brought in the mental models, how are we seeing this whole thing? We brought in systems thinking. What we've pulled this lever, but what's happening over there? This is what we think should be happening over there, but is it actually happening? And the other one was personal mastery, and we were giving them more personal mastery. We were giving them more tools with which to approach the new organizational setup, the change that was happening. So that's one practical tool, mindset management, short sessions where we address the 5 aspects of organizational learning. And we're also addressing this criticism of change is too linear. We're giving some feedback loops. We're building in some eddies in the river of change in order to make sure that we're still oriented in the right way. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you have enjoyed this video of pocket change. And until the next time, thanks for watching.